Hello Pisces, Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the week ahead, Pisces. Thank you so much for clicking here. I appreciate you, my Two Fishes friends, my water family. Thanks for showing up here. We're doing a 9-card draw this week, friends. Just remember, this is a general reading and it might resonate with you if you do have a placement in Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or Jupiter, Pisces energy, but it may not resonate at all. So please remember, it is a general reading, and if anything ever comes up that doesn't feel right to you, then possibly you should just leave it here, right? Please be reminded that this is just for entertainment. Let's find out what's going on with you, Pisces. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter energies here. We asked for Pisces, and Pisces appears. We've got the High Priestess. We've got, why do you feel so excited? It almost feels like an internal, I'm going to say it's a little bit of giddiness. Do you know what that means? It's like, it's like you feel so excited about something. Intuitively feel excited about something. Let's find out what else is going on here. We've got, okay. So we've got the Two of Cups. I feel like you're really excited about some sort of connection you've had with someone, a situation, something. It feels like you've taken or are about to maybe take the next step to possibly deepening a connection. I don't think this is running off into the sunset, let's be honest, right? I feel, though, that if you are dealing with somebody who is maybe a Cancer or a Pisces, that somebody's about to show you a little bit more of their feelings or how they feel about something. If it's not you, how they feel about something else. But it does feel like in your intuition is sort of like you feel a little bit excited about something and you're not quite sure what it is. This definitely doesn't have to be a romantic connection, but it could just be that maybe you're just excited about this depth of conversation. It's like you finally have found someone you connect to emotionally, because that's what that is. It's like we are getting familiar with each other and deepening the bond by sharing secrets, sharing emotional things, right? Emotional communication. Let's find out what else is going on here. We've got the Five of Wands. We've got the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, of course. Of course. We've got the Eight of Swords. Okay, so it does feel like, this is the center of the matter, right? This is the heart of the matter. It's the reason why all the other cards are here. And so we have the Five of Wands and the High Priestess. So I would say that it feels quite exciting to you. In your intuition or inwardly, it feels quite exciting, but you're keeping it quiet. I don't think you're really saying to somebody, hey, I really like this emotional connection we have. I don't think you're saying that out loud. In fact, I don't think you're telling many people that you have this feeling that something's about to get really good. This doesn't even have to be a connection between two people. You might just have a feeling. You know that feeling you get? You have the knowing, right, Pisces? The feeling you get that something is on its way that feels really exciting or really good. I feel like this Five of Wands, though, tells me that you're sort of undecided about what that might be. Like maybe it feels really good, but I'm kind of undecided. I have a little bit of indecision, and I don't know why it makes me feel like I don't really know exactly what it is that I'm excited about. For some of you, it might be a feeling you're having, your intuition. It might be something inwardly that you're not really sure about. The thing is that there is a Knight of Pentacles. So if this is a person that we're talking about, Knight of Pentacles is in the reverse. It feels like something has stopped. It feels like we are no longer communicating, or maybe we only communicate in certain situations. Could be when you're with other people, right? It feels like we only communicate in certain situations. I feel like sometimes that sort of plays on your mind or plays with your mind, because it feels like when you do connect with this person, it might be in depth, right? Maybe this person tells you about their childhood, or, they feel very free to tell you whatever it is that they want to tell you. But I feel like, and then all of a sudden it's gone. And then now I don't feel so sure about it. It feels like all of a sudden everything stops. And then I feel like I get in my head, start thinking about, well, wasn't that what that meant? Isn't the fact that they shared all that with me, doesn't it mean that they trust me, that they want to get to know me better? I feel like it's confusing, a little bit confusing here. We do have the King of Pentacles. We have the Wheel of Fortune. And we have the Knight of Cups. So this is going to change, friend. I feel like it's going to change. I feel like there will be communication. It feels like there is going to be an expansion of getting to know each other in a practical way, though, because the Knight of Pentacles is not, it's not wands and it's not cups. It is practicality. It feels like somebody might be, I'll say metaphorically, has gotten off the horse, sitting up against a tree and looking at the map. What is it that I really want? And I feel like somebody is up in their head. What is it that I really want? This could be you, this could be them, but take it from the side you're looking at it from. But it feels like somebody is taken time to sit down and really go over the details. Before I get any further into this depth of conversation, or before I make a connection that is any deeper than this, I just really want to take a look at the details, the practicality of it. Does this really fit into my lifestyle? Feels like somebody is sort of trapped in the mind, thinking about it over and over again, because I feel that what they don't want to do, or maybe what you don't want to do, is hurt somebody. We've got this person here. You can see there's 5 swords around this I'm going to say it's like the hole in the ice, or somebody's maybe sitting looking at their reflection. It feels like you're in a place where your hands are tied, that you've kind of got to wait for this person to become more verbal, to reach out. I'm going to say, because this person, I feel like you don't want to get hurt and they don't want to get hurt. We've got 3 swords that are in the quiver, right? So it feels like somebody here is up in their head, gosh, if this really does go any deeper than this, what if I end up getting hurt? We've got the Knight of Cups here. So I think that there are some underlying feelings, and I will say that they are underlying because the 8 of Swords is here. I don't think this has been spoken. I don't think we've spoken about the communication that we have, our communication style, or what this really means. Now we have the 2 of Cups, and there's an ace in the hand of the Knight. So it does feel like that when you are in a social situation, so this person could be someone that you socialize only when you see a certain friend, or maybe this is, Fridays after work, we all go out for drinks as people from work, and that's when we have our best conversations. It feels like somebody here is being very strategic, not only because the Knight of Pentacles is in the reverse, but that the Knight of Cups is here. So I feel that you might see the potential in the situation, but Pisces, that's you. You see the potential in everything because you see forward into the future, right? You see the potential that it could become because you see forward. I think that you see this taking a turn. I'm going to say taking an emotional turn, because this is a 2 of Cups and this is a Knight, and the Knight is the depth of which we start to actually catch feelings, right? I think that something is about to change. I'm going to say be very stable, grounded in your intuition. Really look at it through the eyes of reality. We've got the King of Pentacles here. I feel like this is not smooth sailing, but I mean, what is? Is there anything you really wanted that wasn't smooth sailing? It feels like the King of Pentacles tells me I got to stay grounded. I got to stay in my grounded energy here, because there could be some obstacles coming up, right? We've got this big mountain sticking out of the water here, and it looks like there is a way to pass and get around it, but it feels like somebody here is maybe stuck in their ways, possibly someone who feels like I'm going to have to detour, I'm going to have to do a side quest in order to get what I want, and I'm kind of confused about how, do I really want to dig my heels in and say, no, I'm not stepping forward unless the other person steps forward. I think these are decisions you have to make, because 2s are about decisions, and I think they're emotional decisions. I'm going to put 2 cards down here, and we're going to see what's going on under the surface. We've got the Moon. Well, very interesting, because I think we do have some Moon action coming up, which I think is an eclipse. If you know what sign it's in, I don't. If you know what sign it's in, maybe you'll let me know, but it's coming up on the 12th. I do know that. Okay, so something's underneath the surface. Is this person who they really say they are? Because the Empress is in the reverse. When the Empress is in the reverse, it feels like maybe somebody looks like what you want on the outside, but there could be one marble rolling around in there, who knows? So I feel like you aren't quite sure about this person as a person. And just because the Empress is in the reverse, it doesn't mean that they're not a good person. It just means that you're unsure of whether they're an Empress in reverse or whether they are an Empress in the upright. Is this someone who is not going to be codependent? Are they a get up and go kind of person, right? The Queen of Wands in the reverse can be someone who's very lazy. The Queen of Swords in the reverse is someone who speaks out of pocket, right? Somebody who doesn't care who's in the room, they're just going to say it. This is someone who doesn't really say what they mean and doesn't really mean what they say. They just say it for shock value. So I feel like there's a point here at which you're going to have to start to dig a little deeper to find out if this is actually what you want, or if you're just seeing the potential in. Tell me what the Ace of Wands is here. for Pisces. Tell me about Pisces. We've got the Seven of Wands. I would say the Ace of Wands is here, and I feel like you're metering yourself is what I'll say. I don't think that you're running off into the sunset, maybe in your mind, because, you know, that's what we do. This is a little bit of Pisces energy, gives us the sort of thinking about it, dreaming about it, fantasizing about it, right? But it feels like, I'm going to say that you are a person of many boundaries, that you make a lot of promises to yourself that you tend to keep. And I feel like you know that once you do finally cross over to this emotional side, that you probably, there's no going back. Like once you fall into the puddle, that's it. It feels like your emotions are all over the place. We've got the Lovers in the reverse. Yeah, I feel like the Lovers is in the reverse because it feels like you're the jury is out. You haven't yet made the decision about or the choice as to what you're going to do from here. I think for now you're going to reserve making a judgment, and you're going to keep your boundaries up just a little bit. And with the Ace of Wands here, I feel like you're very attracted, or this seems like a really attractive path. It feels like a very exciting prospect. But I think with the Lovers in reverse, the jury's still out. You haven't decided yet. We've got the Eight of Wands here. So I feel like you are, like I said, trying to meter yourself. It feels like it's something that you really want to charge at, but I feel like you are pulling back and staying behind the boundary a little bit. I feel like you are keeping your guard up, I would say. And with the Lovers in the reverse, I don't think you're getting lost in La La Land. I don't think you're getting lost in the fantasy and lost in all of the emotion of it. But I do believe that this feels really exciting. The fact that this person actually shares with you, shares more, intimate conversation with you is something that is an exciting prospect. So I do feel that you are feeling excited, but still a little bit apprehensive because the jury's out. You haven't yet made a judgment call. We've got the Queen of Wands. The Six of Wands is here. I feel like you love the attention they give you, or vice versa. They could be a Leo, or a Sagittarius, or an Aries here. It feels like it is somebody that you have attracted, but I also feel like it's like a seduction kind of attraction. It feels like something that you enjoy the attention, but the attention that you're getting or the attention that you're giving is based on what the person looks like. So that's why I say I feel like the jury's out just yet. You know that you're attracted to them and they're attracted to you, I feel. But the King of Cups in the reverse says, maybe this person overshares. Maybe this is somebody who really doesn't keep it to themselves, someone who has, the feelings that they have is all written all over their face. They could be someone who's deeply emotional. We've got the Emperor. So you're wondering, and I think you're wondering because the Five of Wands is here, you're unsure about whether this person is a leader. Do they mean what they say and say what they mean? Is this person somebody who has the respect of their peers? Is this somebody who makes unilateral moves, or are they willing to bring someone into their life who might change their mind about something or inspire them to do something different? I feel like with the King of Cups in the reverse, it really does feel like this person possibly overshares, and so maybe that's why you're not necessarily sure. Now, the Emperor in the upright doesn't overshare, but the fact that maybe you feel like you overshare. It feels like the Emperor here is somebody, though, who kind of calls the shots. This is a person who doesn't want to be pursued. They're a person who is the pursuer. So this person is in their masculine energy, whether you're a woman or a man. Women can be leaning into their masculine energy as well. And so this is somebody who I feel is very busy in their life, or they carry a lot. So they might be like a single parent that's carrying a lot, or they are somebody who carries maybe a business, multiple businesses, or works at the top rung of some sort of corporation. They're running an empire, right? They're a person of influence, and people look up to them or notice them when they walk in a room. Tell me about the Eight of Swords. Somebody's stuck in their head here. Is what I'm seeing the truth? Or does this, it's like you're kind of trying to decide if this person's just a little bit quirky, because I think that they've overshared with you already. Are they just a little bit quirky? Because I don't think that you think they're lying. It's not like they're telling you these great tales of, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think that they're stretching the truth. It feels like you feel as though you can trust them. But you're wondering, is this just because this person steps to the beat of their own drum? Maybe they're just a little quirky. Look, I myself am a Pisces moon. I love a little weirdo. Yeah. Aquarius is my thing. I love a little weirdo, somebody who's outside the box, right? We got the Nine of Swords, but I feel it's making you feel a little bit worried about what the future holds for possibly this connection, this whatever this is. I would say the World card is in the reverse, and so I think that you're going to be willing to leave the door open at this time. I feel like you want to give it a moment to breathe and see what it is that you want. I feel like you are sort of at the edge of closing an old chapter of your life at this time, so I feel like you're more open. I'm going to say, because the Queen is here and she is Libra, that you are someone who is a little more flexible. Now, more flexible than you used to be. King of Pentacles is here. It feels like you're feeling a little more flexible about friends that you meet. You know what I feel, because you have the Seven of Wands here, it feels like you're a person who stays behind the boundaries and tries to make a decision about whether you're going to let that person into the yard or keep them at the property line, right? It feels like you're willing to stay open. I'm not willing to let this connection go, because it could be a really good friendship, if nothing else, right? A really good deep friendship. But I do feel like there's a little bit of a worry that maybe I'm falling into the wrong thing. Yeah, we've got the Devil here. So the Devil is, because it's up against these swords, it feels like a repetitive thought pattern. Should I close the door? Shouldn't I close the door? Should I give this person a chance? Should I give them a chance to move forward if they want to? I feel like you're a person, Pisces, who isn't interested in waiting. You're really looking for change. And I think at this time in your life is a time when a lot of change is showing up for you. So I feel like you're deciding, I don't want to be stuck. I don't want to be stuck in the, it feels like this Two of Pentacles, or Two of Cups, once we share with each other, it feels like this person wants to continue to deepen the friendship or the relationship or whatever the ship is that you're on with this person. And it feels like I don't want to be stuck here. And I don't want to be stuck waiting, because the Wheel of Fortune's coming up. I feel like the Wheel of Fortune, for those of you who just will take a little side quest for a second, the Wheel of Fortune is here with the King of Pentacles. I feel like you're about to get the job, not the job that you want, like not the job that you will settle for, but the job that you really want, the one that pays really well. It comes with a lot of respect, but also a lot of responsibility, I would say. It feels as though it could be a job where you are keeping things in order. You might be an accountant, an actuary, somebody who's a bean counter, I would say. Somebody who counts things, like maybe you're a person who is in charge of a warehouse and all of the things that show up. Maybe it's for Amazon. Like, it feels like it's really big, though. So I'm going to say that the Wheel of Fortune, something here is showing up in a destined moment here that is going to expand you financially or anything in your 3D world. Pentacles are not always money. It's time, effort, energy, money, health. Maybe your health is about to take a good turn, a very positive turn, because the Knight of Cups is here. Anyway, let's get back to the Wheel of Fortune. Let's find out what's coming in with the Wheel of Fortune here. We've got the Nine of Wands in the reverse. We've got the Tower in the reverse, and then we've got Temperance. So I feel like something here is about to show up, switch up. Feels like something you're not expecting in the future. So this could be, in the next 7 days, it could be, but it could be further to that. The Nine of Wands is here. It almost feels like this Tower, when it shows up, brings healing. It feels like it surprisingly brings healing, I would say. And as everything begins to change and expand in your life here, please know that it's a destined moment of alchemy that is going to change everything. It feels like a turning point. It could be a turning point in a relationship. It could be a turning point in your career, or maybe you're going back to school. It feels like this reading is probably about a turning point, and although you feel the excitement of it intuitively, I don't think that you exactly can put your finger on what it is. The Wheel of Fortune is showing up, and so the Wheel of Fortune is destiny, and that could be anything, right? So I think until then you are in this Knight of Cups energy, trying to be strategic with your emotional energy, but trying to figure out what exactly it is that you should be excited about. So we're going to go into the extended now, but we're going to talk about these. We're going to talk about all of these. I'm going to clarify all of this. We're going to find an outcome for you. And if you're interested in being there, please look at the pinned comment that is above all the comments. You will see a link to the membership area. That's where I do the extendeds. And if you're interested in a private reading, there's a link for Hypsee there. If you are interested in something that might sound like this, that is for you and your own energy. The private readings can be done pre-recorded. They can also be done live. So if you're interested in a live reading, those are always on sale. So please take a look at my my price ranges and the time frames that I'm available. You will have to pre-book those readings. For the pre-recorded readings, please go to link to Hypsee and check out my prices and packaging. But for you right now, until the 12th of August, there is a $25 deal going on. So $25 deal is 10 minutes or less, or however long I feel I need to read in order to get your answer that I'm comfortable with. It's one question with no backstory. I'm not going to be reading through any heavy backstory. So one question, your sun, moon, and rising, and I will read on it the up to 10 minutes, but sometimes longer, depending on if I can't get the answer or not. And that's going on for, like I said, until the 12th. And that is a limited time offer. That's only going to be coming up every couple of months, but I do want to give you guys a break because I know it's tough out there financially, right? All right, so I'm going to go for now. I'm going to go to the extended, and if you're going to be there, I will see you there. And if you're not, that's cool, because I will be back, because I'm always back, Pisces. Thank you so much for coming here and watching. I appreciate you so much. Bye-bye.